I'm Ryan with Reviews from the West.
I'm Victor from Reviews from the West.
Bringing a movie review to you guys.
Can you guess what movie it is? Unfriended is the movie we're reviewing.
So Unfriended, went and saw it last night in theaters. I liked it.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah. You know, it's like, it might have looked like a dumb movie at the time, you know?
Like a Paranormal Activity.
Yeah, you see it in the trailers and you're like, this thing looks stupid, right? A bunch of kids online, Skype, ghosts, controlling and killing everyone. And the premise just sounds silly. But you know what? It's actually not that bad.
It's good.
It's got a pretty, unique, style of filming. It's not hand cam, it's not anything. It's actually just a computer screen, and you're watching the whole thing.
Unfortunately, since it is done like a Skype chat, I can't say anything about the cinematography. I can't say anything about the score. But yeah, it was spooky. It was a spooky movie. The performances were really well done. They have the classic, the couple, the dude, the lady that's just kind of there, the funny guy, and the person that's a jerk. I mean, they got the classics, the tropes, and it worked well. I thought they were, dude that was funny. He's just like sitting there and out of nowhere he's like, he starts.
Yeah.
He was funny.
I forgot his name. I think it's Jacob. He's from the Bath Boys comedy guys, and I was really excited that he was in it. It's not like a totally scary movie, but there's a lot of eeriness to it.
Yeah.
Because it's like you're watching everything go down, They'll get random messages from this ghost, because there's this whole suicide that happened, and there's this ghost lady that's kind of like haunting them, right? And they'll send the messages, and then you see them reply to the messages and typing out everything and typing their friends like, hey, this is really creepy. And it's really interesting. I really enjoyed it.
It was good.
There wasn't really any music in it, like he was saying, but there was a couple scenes where they would use like their iTunes account and it would play songs off the iTunes.
They did that.
There'd be certain songs that it would just pop up randomly according to like what was going on. It was kind of cool.
Yeah. Interesting fact. Supposedly they shot pretty much the whole movie, all like 80 minutes of it in one shot. But then after doing so, they shot different segments of the movie separately. But each take was like a 10-minute shot, which is just insane in filmmaking. If you don't know, most shots are like a dialogue scene with like a sentence or two, and then you cut and go to the next shot. And just starting to like think afterward of the technical aspect, that they have the people acting, but then they would have to overlay the computer to interact on time with what's going on and make everything happen just perfectly in post-editing, which is editing was really, really, really top-notch.
Yeah, it was. It was cool because since we're using Skype, their faces would be pixelated, there'd be a bit of audio lag and video lag, and it really captured it was really cool because it's like a horror movie, but like in the 21st century. It's all used with like our technology, so it's kind of like relatable in the way we can understand how things work, like all the Skype calling and how glitches, and I don't know, it was just cool to see.
The banter between the people was really good. I don't know how much of the movie was actually scripted and how much was just them talking in the moment, but I thought it was none of it was immersion breaking. Like it was all, I was invested, I kept getting immersed with what they were doing. Everything they said matched the character that they played, and in a lot of things you can kind of tell, the writer did that because two characters that are totally different kind of have similar speaking patterns, but all characters felt completely different, and it was each character, they owned who they were playing.
Yeah, that is a good point. The myths, like if you open up the email you're gonna die, and it took like those kind of things and put it into the movie, and it was cool. I just like how they tied everything in with kind of like modern day stuff.
All I can say is I won't say what part. I'm going to bring up two sections, but I won't say which part. If you've seen it, you'll know. There's a fatality. There's a fatality in the movie that is just unnervingly brutal.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
And I was just like, Oh my goodness. I was sitting next to a friend. I looked at him, he looked at me, and we just sat there like, that was almost too much. Another section in the movie, I won't say when, but you can tell it's leading up to something scary. I wish they held off a little bit longer.
Mm-hmm.
The big one. And it was...
Yeah.
I wanted it to hang there and just sit there. Sit there in that uncomfortable, oh, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming, but... Surprise! It's just like right there.
Yeah.
And it would have gotten me so much worse if it just hung in there a little bit longer.
Yeah, they kind of went for a cheap... Man.
But I mean, did they mean to? It was like the classic... It was almost the classic scary computer jump scare.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I just scared everyone that's watching this. They're going to be like, oh my word, there's a jump scare in the movie. This movie's full of them. Don't even worry about it.
Yeah.
Even the Facebook messages scared me at one point. I was like this, and then it's like, bing, and I'm like... The downside, I don't think I ever have to see it again. Ever. I don't need to own it. I don't want to go buy another ticket and watch it. I want to recommend it just because it's so unique and so fresh. Mm-hmm. And I think people should see it, but if you're not interested, don't, because it's going to be exactly what you're thinking. So if you don't think you're going to like it, you probably won't.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a one-time movie, at least in my opinion. It loses all the spectacle in probably the second showing, because it's like, you already know, in the whole Facebook computer screen feel, kind of like, you're like, I already saw it, it's not that crazy anymore. But it's definitely worth a watch, just, in our opinions, probably not one that we're going to purchase.
I will not own it.
Which is a downside, but it is definitely worth it looking at.
Yeah, if you're watching this and it's still in theaters, go check it out.
Yeah.
Worth a watch.
Definitely.
That was it. Reviews from the West. Subscribe if you want more video game, movie reviews. Comment if you have things you want to say to us. Like the video, dislike the video. Travel to our Facebook page where we might send you threatening messages and then threaten to... But go like our Facebook page. We're going to have a contest thing going on once we hit 50 likes or subs, whatever it is. Win stuff.
Win stuff. It's www.facebook.com/reviews from the West.
Go there.
Go there. Like us up. And just, we're just trying to have a good time.
That's all we're trying to do.
All we're trying to do.